All right, Nick, let's talk about the Oregon Ducks. The Ducks have been lighting up the recruiting and transfer portal this offseason, making tons and tons of big time moves. But, Nick, we have a story today that's not necessarily linked to this year, but next year going into the future of the Oregon Ducks program.
Yeah, Miles, this is a great report that you dug up for Oregon that I think Ducks fans will be really excited to hear from. But before we get into that news, Oregon Ducks fans, we want to hear from you guys, as we always like to, in the comment section below. Got a really interesting question for you. We're wrapping up spring ball, getting close to summer practice. Season will be here before you know it. You're going to see what the Ducks look like and specifically what Nix will look like at the quarterback position, talking about Bo Nix. But that brings me to the question for today. Give me your favorite quarterback in Oregon Ducks history. There's a lot of very interesting names. You can go back a long ways. You can go in recent memory. There's a lot of different ways you can go with this. I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say. Give me your favorite, the best quarterback in Oregon Ducks history in the comment section below. But all right, Miles, what you got? What's the latest news out of Oregon?
Yeah, Nick, when you speak about quarterbacks, who better to talk about than the guy that would be protecting the quarterback? And that is what we have today, a 2024 commitment out of a big offensive tackle. Maybe not big notoriety wise, but big in size, Nick. And I'm going to bring up the tweet here, tweeted by none other than Trent Ferguson himself. He says, I am excited and blessed to announce I have committed to the University of Oregon. I want to thank all of my coaches and family that helped me make the decision. I'm excited to join the flock. Nick, this is a big signing. A local guy from Salem, Oregon, getting some hidden talent in your backyard, Nick. I say hidden talent because I think other people should have been in on this guy. He didn't really have that many looks. He was only getting looked at from like Nevada, Oregon State, and Washington State. Oregon scoops him up. This kid is 6'7", 300 pounds, Nick, coming out of high school. He is a monster size-wise, and that's something that Oregon really needs to get to that next level. They're going to be playing these top-tier opponents. They need to have really, really big guys in the trenches, and if Trent Ferguson can live up to his size, Nick, and his three-star billing, I think he can be a really impressive player for the Ducks going into this 2024 class. What do you think about this signing or commitment rather so far, Nick? And what do you think about the future for the Oregon Ducks?
So when I've had a lot of recruiting coaches, and I've talked to a few in my day, of course, I did play small-time college football, so I talked to a little bit of these guys. And one thing I've always heard from them is you win local guys early before they go big, and you get the big guys late. And what I mean by that is you have the local community guys who really, they kind of come into their own. Maybe they're late developers. They're a 3-star, but they may be eventually a 4 or 5-star. You got to get those guys early, and that's exactly what Trent Ferguson is. Obviously, we're pretty far away from the 2024 class being finalized, but let's be honest, Trent Ferguson, not a whole lot in the news among the elite prospects, but he has all the physical tools. I think he'll rocket ship up a lot of these recruiting boards as teams pay more attention to him. I think it's that kind of physical talent. And that's exactly what smart recruiters need to do. They focus on the local kids early. They wrap those up, make them hard commits to the program, and then they go national to figure out where they can get the 4 or 5-star guys from other areas in the country and come late. Because it's one of those things, right? If you're Oregon, you're not going to win a Texas kid 2 years in advance because the Texas kid is talking to all the schools in Texas, figuring all that. You got to focus on local, and that's exactly what Lanning and company did here. So from that perspective, it's really smart. Now, when we shift over to Ferguson, look, this kid has every physical tool. I wish I'd have been 6'7", 300 pounds as a junior in high school. I mean, this guy looks right now like an all-conference Pac-12 offensive lineman. He looks like he could play anywhere in the country. He's got a great athlete. It's going to take him a year or two to, I think, get more comfortable in his body just because he grew so fast and got so big and strong. But he's already a pretty good athlete, does a lot of multiple sports as well. Really talented guy. Seems like a good kid as well. Seems like a great fit for Oregon for everything they're trying to do. And the fact they're able to lock him up early is, again, a great sign that Dan Lanning and company, from a recruiting perspective, really know what they're doing.
Yeah, Nick. And I think what you're saying is exactly what Oregon has done here. And I think that is exactly what they need to do if they're going to be a big time contender going in the future. Exactly what you said. Look and try to find the local hidden gems early before they blow up onto the scene. So I'm sure a guy with this size, this strength and ability, he's going to blow up eventually. People are going to see him. But I think when you're a team, a hometown team especially, and you show interest in your local guys, they appreciate that. I'm sure there's some, sense of pride going to the local school, staying in your home state. Your family can come see you. It's got to feel good to know, when I was nobody, the one team that was looking at me was the Oregon Ducks, the team that I've probably been following since I was a kid. So it's really nice to see Oregon playing on this and being able to get guys like this, because this is how you go from a team that's maybe been on the fringe of the college football playoff in the past few years to a team that is now a true contender for the college football playoffs. And I love what the Oregon Ducks have been doing.